From the KATC Weatherland, here's Rob's forecast.
Well, in the Gulf of Mexico, it's all about Category 2 Hurricane Idalia that is heading for the Florida Big Bend. A lot going on. We've had some showers here locally. Temperatures haven't been quite so bad, but we still got into the mid-90s today. But we do have showers on the radar, but they'll be departing tomorrow. So let's get into it. Take a look at this water vapor imagery, because this is a very important thing to watch when we have hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico. And we have a fair bit of dry air moving in, so we're going to see a change in the pattern thanks to that upper trough that is also guiding this hurricane away from us. But also notice there's plenty of dry air through the central Gulf of Mexico. Sometimes this slips into the storm. So two things that this storm has going against it for intensification would be that dry air very close by, and the storm is moving quickly now at 16 miles an hour, which is pretty fast for the Gulf of Mexico. The faster it moves, the less time over water, but still there's plenty of water to go before this makes landfall. So intensification still possible, even a rapid intensification. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Again, you can see the isobars here packed together as the storm gets its act together. Now, you see the rain on the eastern side because we're shooting radar from the coast, but you're not going to see rain over here because it's too far away for the radars to see in the curvature of the Earth. Yes, the Earth is round, not flat. So if it were flat, we'd be able to see the rains all across the Gulf of Mexico. So there you go. Again, you can see the heavier rains offshore. There have been some tropical rain bands that have moved across Florida, where there have been some severe thunderstorm warnings and or tornado warnings because of these outer rain bands. But the bulk of the heavy duty stuff still staying offshore, but is going to graze the Tampa St. Pete area later on this evening and other spots across the Gulf Coast, the Florida Gulf Coast. You can see activity close to home. It's a little bit more active as we get a little bit farther to the east with tropical showers through Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. Locally, though, we've had a nice scattering of showers and a few thunder showers across the area, but the bulk of the heavy-duty stuff is now moving down along the coast. Still a few spotty showers as we get inland, but the heavier storms, coastal Vermilion Parish out in the marsh, and you can see these dots here. We have one west of Dusana, between Dusana and just near the Rain area. A shower that diminished by Maurice, a shower that's over by Lake Martin, but it will be hopefully bringing some showers to the Broussard area. St. Martinville getting a shower or two. So we had some nice showers and some heavier stuff between Sherrington, Franklin down in St. Mary Parish. And then as we go farther to the west and southwest, just southwest of Lydia, Sippermore Point just to the west of Vermilion Bay as well. Here's the tropics, though. We're tracking what could be two major storms later on tonight. A major Hurricane Franklin maxed out at 150 last night, sporting about 125 mile per hour winds. Here's Bermuda. Tropical storm conditions move in there very late tonight into tomorrow. Meanwhile, all eyes on the Gulf of Mexico and the satellite imagery here, revealing a storm that has been trying to get going. It's been gradually strengthening at the beginning of the loop. I see these tendrils. You might see them briefly in the purple that are shoot out right there. That's an intensification cycle. It may have ended and may be starting a new one right now. So we'll continue to watch this. Category 2, 100 mile per hour winds moving to the north at 16. Pressure, though, has dropped off significantly down to 972. Expected to be in the 940, 950 range at landfall. This is 115 mile an hour winds. Could go to about 125 prior to landfall. And you see the center line right here. That X was the center line at 10 o'clock this morning. So the track was adjusted just about 20, 25 miles to the west. So that brings a little bit more of Tallahassee in the mix, maybe Apalachicola, but it's all going to be probably festering in the Big Bend of Florida, of coastal Florida. You see the storm goes up through the Carolinas, then out to sea, and might meander out in the open Atlantic for a couple of days. All the hurricane warnings in place now. Hurricane watches extending into the Carolinas where tropical storm warnings are. So it's going to be rough there. And this one is going to have a catastrophic storm surge. Storm surge warning from the Tampa area on northward. And you can see the areas in red. That's better than 9 feet of storm surge. Tampa St. Pete area, Tampa Bay, 4 to 7 feet, which is going to be be problematic. That's going to be worse than what they saw with Ian because they were on the north side of Ian last year. 10 to 15 feet up here, and there has not been a major hurricane that has struck this area since before 1850, not in modern times. So this is going to be a storm of a lifetime for some. Notice the graph model really develops an eye, making landfall right around daybreak tomorrow morning. And those winds, those hurricane force winds in the purple right here, will be approaching the coast as we head toward daybreak tomorrow. And there's probably going to be a couple of better than 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts with that storm, obviously, as it makes landfall. For us, mid-70s tonight. Tomorrow we'll get into the upper 90s with sunny skies across the board. So showers and storms end early tonight. Fair skies later on. Temperatures feeling better as well. Moon tomorrow night is going to be a super blue moon tomorrow night. It's the brightest supermoon of the year, and it's a blue moon because it's the second full moon for the month of August. And then tomorrow, nice day. We'll get up to 97 for the projected high. Temperatures creeping up, but low humidity and a nice breeze out of the north-northeast. Temperatures in the mid to upper 90s into the weekend, mid-90s, and then some decent rain chances could shape up for Sunday and Monday, maybe Tuesday. But look at that. After that, we're not done with those triple digits quite yet. Maybe 2 or 3 or 4 more left in the 10-day forecast.
It's at the end of the 10-day. Things can change.
Yeah, that's exactly. We'll try to change that as well.
Thanks, Rob.